Hi, it's Kristyn Burtt for RCR News Media, and it's the Creative Arts Emmys. Now, of course, things look a little bit different this year, but we were backstage in the virtual press room to interview some of the winners. Check it out.
Welcome to Jason Hehir, Outstanding Documentary or Nonfiction Series for The Last Dance. Question from Russell Weekland.
Congratulations, first and foremost. I was hoping to find out if there will be even more footage shown in the future, because we learned so much from what was shown, but I imagine there's so much more. Would that be true or not?
There is a lot more there. It's way out of my purview as to whether or not that's going to be used in some other form someday. We were tasked with delivering a story in 10 hours and 10 parts, and we did that. But we did 108 total interviews, and there's almost 500 hours of footage from that season alone. So the NBA and Netflix and ESPN and everyone at Jump DC has a lot to work with if they want to do that.
Question from Michael Payton.
Hi, Jason. Congrats on your big win. I just wanted to know, the series is incredible and much has been made about it being released during the pandemic, and, what it meant for, the series itself and also just kind of entertainment in general. So I just was wondering if you could talk a little bit about, how you felt about, the way it was released and the fact that it came out, towards the beginning of this crazy roller coaster we've all been on.
Sure, and thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. It was evident to us on the night of March 11th that the way that the chips were falling, that we may have to release this thing way earlier than we thought we were going to have to do it. And I can say that every person on our staff was proud to be able to step up and fill that void of mainly sports entertainment. Sports is such a crucial thread in the fabric of our society. When we come together, it means community, and for a lot of us, it means family and friends. And to lose that leaves a huge void. So we were really excited to have the opportunity to step in and fill that void. And also, the farther we get from it, the more significant it seems. And I think the more proud we are that when people are writing this chapter of history and they talk about what we did when we were stuck indoors, they'll mention Tiger King and they'll mention Last Dance and they'll mention the entertainment that helped provide an escape for an hour or two here and there. And I think all of us are really proud of that.
Question from Michael Maloney.
Jason, congratulations on your Emmy win. Two questions. Was it a little surreal taping the acceptance in advance? And what project would you like to work on next?
It was surreal. I come from a sports background, not just from a production standpoint, but I've been playing sports since I was a little kid. I'm the youngest of three boys, and we grew up with a bat and a ball in our hands in some form or fashion. And what you don't do is talk about winning a championship during the season. You don't look far ahead like that. So it's almost sacrilege from a sports standpoint to make an acceptance speech. There's plenty of NBA players. I'm watching the NBA playoffs right now. There's plenty of NBA players who refuse to touch the Larry O'Brien trophy, the championship trophy, before they actually win it, because that's considered bad luck. So as a superstitious person, that was uncomfortable and surreal. And also, there were so many people involved in the making of this project that I could have gone on for 30 minutes, and they told me that I had 30 seconds and had to keep it under 30 seconds and mail it to them. But there are so many names of people who I wish that I could mention. Jake Rogal was our senior producer, and he is the reason why this show is what it is. Chad Beck was our senior editor. Most of the content that you loved, he had his hands on it last. Nina Kirstich found every piece of archival footage that went into this doc. There's so many people that I wanted to thank and call out. So it was surreal, and I did think it might bring us some bad luck, but luckily it didn't. And then I'm sorry, your other question was? think he left.
No, I didn't leave. I just had to click on to get back. Hi. What are you working on next, or what would you like to work on next?
I've been in sports production for 22 years, and sports will always be, I think, my bread and butter, and I will always come back to telling sports stories because I think it's a great lens through which to look at us as human beings. But I'm really looking forward to telling stories that are outside of that sphere as well. So whether it is music or true crime or history, and whether it is unscripted or scripted, I'm really looking forward to some of the opportunities that are out there and continuing to tell stories and continuing to feel so beyond lucky to do what I do.
Question from Joseph Corral.
Hi, congratulations. This is Joseph Corral from Entertainment Tonight. This documentary is such a phenomenon in itself. What was it like going against the phenomenon that was Tiger King and ultimately winning in this category?
One of the coolest parts of winning in this category for us was that we were all fans of the shows that we were up against. And just like the rest of the world in the beginning of the shutdown, we were glued to our TVs watching Tiger King. I'm here watching the show tonight live with the producer that I mentioned before, Jake Rogal. And as soon as they showed that Tiger King clip during the nomination reel, I said, Tiger King's gonna win. It brought back all the memories of what a phenomenon that show was and how well made it was. And I can say the same thing about Hillary. I can say the same thing about McMillions, and American Masters was one of those series that is, it's one of the reasons why I wanted to do what I do now, was because I watched series like American Masters on PBS when I was young. So it is surreal to be in a category with them because, quote unquote sports documentaries, this is not a party that we're normally even invited to. But to come out on top is such an incredible honor. And I speak for all of us on our team when we say how immensely proud and thankful we are.
Final question from Simon Applebaum.
Hi there, Jason. Simon Applebaum from Tomorrow Will Be Televised on Blog Talk Radio and iHeartRadio. Congratulating to you and your team for The Last Dance. It was an amazing piece of work. And this is the question, it just seems that ESPN continues to lead the way in groundbreaking sports documentary series after documentary series, 30 for 30, OJ in America, now your program. Where do you see the next breakthrough in terms of sports documentaries on television?
That's a tough one for me to answer. I hate to start out my answer with that, but I'm not, I'm one of the creators that's lucky enough to be supported and to be given the opportunity to tell stories by the people who created these series and are the ones who are actually steering the ship, so to speak. So, I think that people will continue to crave content from the sports world, be it today's players and all of the access that social media affords fans to see into today's players' lives like we've never been able to see into any athletes' lives. But I also think that archival docs can bring people back to a place of nostalgia, which is a warm, comfortable, fun place to be. And especially, in times like these, 2020 is a very good example of why it's comforting and relaxing and fun to go back and look at these nostalgic stories that shaped our youth and to share them with people who have not yet heard them yet. So I think that the sky is the limit for the amount of stories that can be told in the sports.
Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and in the comments below, let us know who your favorite Primetime Emmy nominee is.